sisters. Suman Rahim here, Master of the Covenant, break our 7 seals. This continuation presentation I started a couple of days ago. Hopefully I finish it today or tomorrow. There's so much happening now, brothers and sisters. So much happening. That little shit show they had Sunday, all things happening in the world, and all they want to talk about is Farrakhan. How he's the one, yet there's no scriptures that support any of that stuff. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's move on. For those of you who have been paying attention, the world is in a state of fear right now. People's worried of what's about to happen. And every day it's getting closer and closer to a war in the Middle East. They didn't see, they're talking about Russia, and that's almost old news now. Remember Farrakhan, the con man, said 3 years ago, the war Armageddon has started. It's going to spread all over the middle. Well, we're still waiting. And then after that, God told me to shut up, and we haven't heard from him since. But then again, he said on so-called say, Ishmael said, well, Farrakhan gave him this, his presentation again. Well, I thought he was told to be quiet. It's all bullshit over there. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Total bullshit. But that's coming to a screeching halt in a minute. I've been waiting 30-some years, but I'm pretty much on eBay. It told me, it said, I hold, you don't see it. Whew. But I told you I had that vision. It says, just before it happens, I'd be like wasted. Because I put everything in. I haven't held anything back. I thrown everything into this message, right? And I told myself a few days, maybe I should just stop broadcasting altogether right now, because ooh, right? But it says I would feel like I'd be climbing this mountain, and the more I climbed, the darker it got. See, I didn't understand what that meant. That mountain is the angel. See? And the more I climbed, the more I studied and understood, the more greater resistance got. The resistance got so bad. Resistance come in many forms. Not just resistance of the devils, personification resistance. Also just age. Right? Resistance came in said it came to the point where it pretty much overcame me, but I kept fighting, right? And just when I thought I had no more energy, my mission was accomplished. My power was realized. My enemies was in flight. The day of the wrath has come. It was a beautiful day, but it was really dark. Just said, phew. See, the thing is, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, but so everybody wants to get to the top of the mountain, but nobody wants to climb it. See? They don't want to climb it. And the Quran tells you that. You think you'll get into the hereafter and you're just going to walk in there? And our people's conditions, well, some people, it looks like the Levites particularly, conditioned to think, oh man, it's just a cakewalk. When it tells you it's not. Everything tells you it's time of tribulation. They think that was a spirit when Elijah was around. Because remember, his followers, It was his father was the Levites. No, Elijah was a Levite. He said he raised the widow's son. If you read the story, widow's son were Levites. See, he was only two people raised from the dead. Jesus raised Lazarus, and he raised the widow's son. I mean, I know y'all don't pay attention to stuff, but it was two people that raised the dead in the Bible. Elijah raised the widow's son. That's the Levites, because he's a Levite. And Suleiman raised the Lazarus. They were Shabazz, because he said he didn't want to mix them with John's followers, Elijah's followers. In the end, that's what it came down to. So, let me move on, brothers and sisters. Fear. I'm gonna get more. I'll just wait till I get to it. Fear. I said, if you're paying attention. But false Israel, I mean, those clowns Sunday, they didn't speak to any of this because they don't know. I'm gonna speak to that in a minute too. Okay. But fear, if you watch social media, you see fear's already out there. And people say, oh man, what's Trump doing? And these not lightweight people. These people in government says, man, does he know what could happen? This could be a disaster for America. They said America can't even win it. It could be a disaster. And so forth and so on. So they starting to feel it. It says even the rocks will cry out. Okay? But that's not the fear. That's just preliminary. I mean, that's just more of it's a light fear where you feel nervous, anxiety, right? There's no really pain involved yet. Right? But fear, right? It's a mental pain, right? But it becomes physical at some point. It starts out mental. It becomes physical at some point. Right now, it's like a mental anxiety. Oh man, what is he doing? This, what could happen? What could possibly happen here? And so forth and so on. Why are they doing this? And so forth and so on. And see, the thing is, I don't want to go into a lot of detail about this because some of this stuff should have, if you've been paying attention over 30 years, you should understand this stuff, right? But if you understand the mathematics of it, it's all mathematics. The fear is only going to increase because they don't understand the mathematics of it. Like people thought the world was flat, right? Well, they had crazy ideas about things. I can go into a lot. I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but because they didn't understand. They thought the world was flat, right? And when the eclipse came, right? Well, God saved the sun and all this crazy stuff because they had, right? And they thought the sun went around the earth. You see? And so they was thinking, and so therefore, we still have this ignorance going on today. It's on a higher level because they don't understand the nature of pressure. Universe it contracts and expands, like the Quran says, momentous in heaven's earth, but it comes of a sudden. So therefore, they don't see the math that's driving this. They don't see the math that's driving this. And so therefore, their wisdom and everything comes to nothing because they have, right? I mean, when you thought the world was flat, right? And they thought if you don't, you couldn't go so far because you fall off the ocean. That's what they thought. You couldn't go so far because the earth was flat, right? And that's the whole idea about Jesus coming from because they said if the world's flat, then for every eye to see Jesus, he had to be coming from straight up from the sky. That's what they thought. See, this is a lot of stuff that you're getting from so-called Christianity, even from Islam, but from Sunnism, right? Is old ideas, the way they thought world was back then. And so that permeates the idea, understanding now, because religion doesn't have to be updated. In fact, the more you hold on to the past, the more religious you become, right? So they said, for everybody to see him, he has to come from, because the world's flat, right? And then when TV came, everybody's going to see him on TV, all this stupid stuff. because they got old ideas. And I can go on and on about a lot of things that turn to Christianity right now because of the way they thought of Christianity 500 years ago. And a lot of stuff they have assuming is because of the way they thought of the world 1,500 years ago. Like Ramadan. The Ramadan they have, the Quran speaks against. The Quran says 12 months in a year. But they was going by the calendar they had back then was based on the moon. And if you're based on the moon, right, it's lunar calendar, which is more than 12 months, which the Quran condemns. It says only 12 months. And it says they do it 1 year, they change enough. The Quran actually condemns their observance of Ramadan because they didn't understand the so-called sun-based calendar, a solar calendar. They went on a lunar calendar, which was based on the moon. So every time the moon came around, that was a month, which is not correct. And so that still permeates today. So Ramadan keeps changing every year, like the Quran said it shouldn't. But if they had a solar calendar, the Ramadan would be the same time every year, like Elijah Muhammad done it. So Farrakhan is trying to take it back 1,500 years. Well, Ramadan was, the Quran even condemns it. Move on, brothers and sisters. So fear. So this fear, you have to experience it. Because some things you got to experience it, brothers and sisters. But see, experience, they say experience is the best teacher. But experience leaves scars. Experience these scars. So yeah, you learn, but your ass is all burned up. You got 30-degree burns, right? You lost an eye. You're crippled. But you got the lesson, though. You really got the lesson now. But experience leaves scars. That's why when you listen, when they send a messenger or a prophet to you, listen, right? Then you can avoid those scars. Let's talk about that. Let me talk about that right here. And here, see right here. And men's hearts failing. I keep repeating this, brothers and sisters, because I know you don't understand it. Because you look at things from the perspective of what's happening with you right now. You sitting back, man, you got some popcorn over there, you got your lady, or you got your man, or your transgender, whatever you got, right? And, you got your car, you laying back, man, you got your beer or whatever, right? Right, you're checking out the NBA, and that's where you're looking at things from there. And like, this guy called, what was his name? Tip my tongue just now, right? I can't think. Wow, he's gonna tip my tongue. I can't think of his name, right? But he made a song that said that the revolution would not be televised. He was like the first rapper. People don't know about him, right? I don't know why I can't slip his name slip my head on top of my tongue just now. It's keep coming down. Anyway, this is stiff cricket. I don't know why I can't remember his name. Hold on. Not that's that important. Yeah. Oh, Gil Scott Herring. He was the first rapper. He said the revolution would not be televised. And why he said, because we thought, hey, the revolution coming, I'll watch it on TV. No, man, it's going to be a battle. What's coming to the battle, it's not be televised. You got to be sitting back watching on TV with your air conditioner on or the heat on or whatever. But you don't get it. It says untimed money press in trouble, and you're going to be right in the middle of it. Especially Levites, they're going to be definitely right in the middle of it. Right? And some will get burnt, get 30-degree burn, some will get burned up. I said, my people lost for lack of knowledge. If you lost, that means you got burnt up. How you think you got lost? Right? Okay. So it says, men's hearts fell in for fear for those looking after those things that are coming, or they fear anticipation of something that's going to that they feel is coming as a result of something they see over there in the Middle East. That's heaven. Not beyond the sun, moon, and stars. I don't know why I keep saying that. Because how can they, if it was beyond the sun, heaven, sun, moon, and stars like they say, then how could you see it? No, it's the Middle East. See? You know, they keep talking about, oh, my dad, he died, man. He's in heaven looking down. That's bullshit. The Bible tells you clearly, if you didn't come from heaven, you can't get into heaven. Nobody that ever didn't come from heaven. And so all this bullshit about, hey, when you die, that's bullshit. It don't happen. You ain't going anywhere. The Bible tells, and let's move on. It says, well, if it's heart failing, that means it's going to be an epidemic of heart failure, seizures, strokes, because of something they see that's going to cause their hearts to fail. It's going to be so dramatic. I try explaining what fear is about when you lose control. And that's what it says. The powers have been shaken, so they lose control. In a dramatic way. It's so dramatic. Right? Got heart failure. Seizure, strokes. Shock. When you go into shock, that means you're beyond fear. You're beyond stroke. So you're just paralyzed mentally and physically. But that's what I'm saying. That's just anticipation. But it's just not resonant with you because you say, hey, man, you think it's like a third person, like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, man, that's something else, man. Like, that's what happened in the future or whatever. Because you base on your situation right now, where you are. See, you're projecting based on, okay, like I said, the spirits leave scars. And so hell is about to break loose. And people start to sense it. And you see social media, they get nervous. See? America's losing. America's right now, that's why they voted for Trump. Because he's saying, if you listen to what he's saying, I'm going to relieve your fear because I'm going to make America great again. That means I'm going to get control. That's what he's saying. I'm going to get control. That's what he's out there trying. I'm going to get control of Greenland. I'm going to get control of Panama. I'm going to get control of Ukraine. I'm going to get control of Africa. So in other words, this is control that America had. But they're losing it. And they lost much of it. And when you start losing control, fear, and they're very paranoid people anyway, so the fear becomes greater and greater and greater. So something's going to happen where the control will be lost to the degree that becomes fatal to them. It's like, maybe I'll give you an example. I mean, you're in the jungle, right? And you got some people with you, right? They got guns and all that kind of stuff. So, you feel that you got control of the situation, right? Okay. And then you get, you start being attacked, you start using bullets and everything, right? Okay. You're trying to maintain control, but you lose control because now you're being attacked. See? And then you start running out of bullets. So you start getting nervous. You start getting fearful because you lose control. If you run out of bullets, then you're going, right? And you're still being attacked. You see what I'm saying? And so therefore you get desperate. Let me find a tree to climb or something. And that's what America's doing right now. They're trying to regain control. Because they had control over China. They had control over India. That God can make God. Britain and America had control of these places, especially Britain. And then when Britain started losing control, they shifted over to America. America lost control of Vietnam, Afghanistan. They're trying to protect the Middle East. Lost control of South America. Lose control. Lose control of Europe. So fear is growing. And America, remember, America and Britain, Gog and Magog, they got powerful. Their power came from their control because they was able to control the resources of other countries. That's how they got rich. So if they can't control the resources of the country anymore, it means, oh, does that mean the economy is going to start failing? That means it's going to start being poor. Because they was like taking people's resources. Just taking it. So now they got to pay for it. See? That cost them. So therefore they ain't getting it free anymore. So now they got to pay for it. Now that's why America's in debt partly. See? So eventually they'll be poor. That's happened in Europe. They didn't have anything up there. Let me just say this quickly. You know, Britain, Magog, they're island countries just like Japan is. Right? And when the Industrial Revolution started coming in, right, you need raw materials to put in those machines to produce something. That's what Industrial Revolution is about, production. I'm not going to hold dissertation over this, brothers and sisters, right? Because there's a whole lot of information involved in what I'm going to tell you now. But I'm going to get the basics. So you got the machine, you need raw materials to put in there. But if you don't have the raw materials, then you got to purchase those raw materials. See, but you got to make a profit because it's capitalism, right? So the point is that if you got to purchase, that means you got to sell for a higher price. I mean, people say it's hard to compete. You can't compete against a country that already has raw materials because they got it. They don't have to buy it. Right? So say for they got a country out there and they got the raw materials to build a car. So okay, they can build a car for maybe $5,000, but you got to purchase raw materials from them. That means they may charge you $5,000. So your car may $15,000 because you got to pay. So you're not going to get very far. Industrial, you understand? So you got to go and take the materials, and that's what they had to do. And so that's why they want all over the world taking wherever they can get. And then the labor too. They took slaves. Make capitalism work. Maximum profit, minimum overhead. Right? That's what it's about. The less you pay for the raw materials, the more profit you make. So if you don't have to pay anybody to work the raw materials, machines, I told you that's what capitalism is all about. It's about slavery. They say, oh, you got this Negro, but hey man, I'm a capitalist, you're a goddamn fool. Because capitalism what drove our condition, our enslavement 40 years, and Christianity justified it. Because they were slaves, we were born to be slaves and all that kind of stuff, right? So you understand these things. I explained in the past. But that's why I'm doing that, right? So people understand, they call it Admiral Perry, look him up. They sent him over to Japan, and Japan was a feudalistic system. If you watch that movie, what was that movie with Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai or something? That was what that movie was about, but they didn't tell you the background there. See, because it was like the samurai, the old ways against the new ways. And samurai, they was in control of Japan before Admiral Perry showed up. And so therefore they was isolated. They didn't want to have any contact with anybody outside world. But see, it's no good if you got raw materials and you make a product and you ain't got nobody to sell it to. And there's two sides of it, right? There's two sides of it. You got the production and you got the consumers. And the production side has to be efficient, right? Because got to be efficient means okay. You got to get the materials cheaply. You got to process them cheaply, right, and more efficiently. So, right, because you want to spend less money to process the stuff, but you want so you can sell it, and you want to get the maximum profit you can get by selling it. Because the difference is the less it costs you to make it, the more profit you're gonna make when you sell it. Right. So you said profit. So that side has to be efficient. But the other side, you want inefficient. So I'm going to a whole different subject. I'm going to go ahead and deal with this process because I was going to talk about this in a separate presentation altogether. Efficiency and inefficiency. So you want to, and see, this gets into this whole system. I didn't mean to get into it like I'm talking right now about this, but I'm going to go ahead and step into it a little bit. So you want to, because this explains a lot of what's going on in the world too today. So you want the production to be efficient. You don't want to be costly because you want to be efficient. So because you want to make the product as cheap as possible, as fast as possible, right? And the best you can as possible. But you want the consumer out to inefficient. Because if they buy, they have they call planned obsolescence. Obsolescence means obsolete. That means they didn't want the car to last more than 3 years, so you can buy it again. Because that last car forever, you'll never buy another car. They don't want that. Inefficient. And when you take that to the bottom line, that means you want out there, you want to keep people keep buying your product. You want inefficient because they're efficient out there, then that stops your method. Because you sell them a car and they'll never buy another car again because that car lasts forever. You want the car to break down. See, you want inefficiency out there. You want crime, because crime makes people, things break, insurance rates goes up, everything else. So that gets good for the economy. See, they can't tell you that. They can't tell you that. Because criminals, that's good. That's why that's good for the economy, because then they can raise insurance rates. See, they're breaking into people's houses. Then you got police. You got to have a police force. Right? They got money, they buy stuff. You want inefficient. You want efficiency in the production, but you want inefficiency in that side of it. They can't tell you that because the policy can't tell you that, because that's good for the economy. Because the more volatility you got in the economy, the more profit you make. Because people got to keep buying it. Plus, the same thing in the medical situation. Doctors will go out of business if you're healthy. The more unhealthy you are, the better it is for the pharmaceutical. See all these damn pills they say every time you look on the news. I got XYZ, I got MGT, I got YGW, right? What the hell? They wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't means that people are suffering that. But and then this causes side effect and you need this. They need you to be they need you to be sick. Because that helps the economy. That helps some pharmaceuticals, the doctors. If every doctor made everybody healthy, then he actually wouldn't have no clientele. But they can't tell you that. You see? They need to be inefficient. They need you to get sick. They don't need you to live a long time. If you live too long, you might figure it out. And that gets back to on the world stage. Because that's one of the reasons why they're attacking the so-called conservative countries. What are they? So-called Muslim countries. They're conservative. They don't have much crime, that kind of stuff, right? That means that's why they went into Japan, because Japan, right? They were stable, and nobody was buying their goods. They weren't a good market, and so the Islamic country not a good market either. They need destabilize, so they start fighting and have so-called terrorists and crime and everything else. That means instability. The more instability it is, the better it is for the economy. Because things break down, people get killed, you need weapons, all this kind of stuff. They can't tell you that. They don't want peace. Peace would kill the economy. Because peace, everybody's stable, everybody, you don't need anything, nobody's stealing your stuff, right? It lasts a long time. And so that's why they got to go in there and destabilize those, because those conservative, they don't have much crime, and they're pretty simple in their ways, and they're happy with living that the way it was before in the past, and they don't look. They want camels. They want to, that's the other side of it. It's backwards. But the point is, they had to go and destabilize that. No, man, you need cars, man. You need guns. See, you need forces over there because you got to fight all the time. So now you need guns, you need ammunition, and all that stuff. See what I'm saying? That's what happened to Japan, because Japan, they didn't have any raw materials either. So once they came in there, first they said, our Perez says, if you don't open up your society, we're going to bomb you. They started that crap, because they wanted, why would they go in and tell them they open their economy? Because they wanted to sell stuff to them. They didn't want them to be a stable society. So that's what the whole thing about the last samurai was about. There was a conflict there. They won't tell you that whole story. So then once they got in there, right? What happened? Oops. Get all up over here or something. Once they got in there, then the problem was Japan they couldn't produce. See, once they started buying, they said, we need to produce them. But they couldn't, because they were the same problem Britain had. They had no natural resources. So they did the same thing Britain did. They started going and taking other people's resources in China and Philippines, just like the same thing British was doing. And nobody would say anything. They didn't say anything until, because they became allies with Germany. Japan was allied with Germany. And when Germany attacked Britain, America didn't want to get in that war, because majority of Americans, they Google it, were from German. I thought that got me too. There was actually German background. Most of the people, white folks in America, were German, not British. That's and I was surprised to see that myself. Check it. So they didn't want to get in that war, and they was I'm not going into all the details, but they were sympathetic to Germany. And they didn't give a damn about them false Jews. They didn't have no problem with that, because one of the biggest preachers here was totally anti-Semite. That wasn't a problem back then. You understand? So when Germany attacked Britain, but there's a connection there, and that's what Roosevelt said. Hey, man, Britain looked at America and said, you need to help us. But America said, wouldn't get in that war. They didn't give a damn about what Hitler was doing over there. In fact, you had people march over here. You had a Nazi movement here in America. I forgot what they called them. I don't call them Nazis. But anyway, they was sympathetic, and that was a big thing here, especially in Chicago. And Roosevelt said, "Oh man, they couldn't use it. So what they had to do had to figure out a way to get in the war. So what they did was they said, okay, how can we get in this war? Because people were sympathetic to Germany. It was Henry Ford that helped build the German machine over there. Remember Henry Ford, the one that started the automotive thing here? He was the one that built. Check it out. He was going to help build their military machine over there. He went over there and did that. They were sympathetic to Germany. But then they had a conflict between Germany and Britain. So when he attacked Britain, they said, okay. So Britain said, hey, we got to help us. And Roosevelt knew he couldn't get in that war. So what he did was he set this thing up. He put an embargo around Japan. Remember, Japan had to go. They had no natural resources. They had to do the same thing in Britain, take from other people. So he said, that's wrong, you can't do that. See, it was okay before. And then they put an embargo around there, and they knew Japan would starve to death, because now their economy is based on this capitalism where they have no resources. That means they were starved to death over there. So they knew Japan would have to attack. And they made it Japan strong anyway, because they industrialized it. They had boats and aircraft carriers and every damn thing else. The same thing China. America made China. They made Japan a military power. Japan would say, leave us alone, we don't bother us. And that's just a long story. And so once Pearl Harbor happened, they knew what was going to happen. Then America was in the war with Japan, but by definition, it was a war by Germany too, because they was allies. That's how they got in the war with Germany. Okay, I shouldn't have went there. But I'm just trying to tell you, crime, all that kind of stuff, they want that. They say, oh, well, we need more police. Okay, that helps the economy, right? Because now you got to employ police officers. See, they want that because they need that part, the consumer part, destabilized. That's good for the economy. And that's why they're attacking those conservative countries over in the world that are stable, low crime and everything else, because they want them to be unstable so they can sell goods to them. Where do you think those people, so-called terrorists in the Middle East, getting all their guns and stuff from? They get it from America. They ain't producing them over there. There ain't no factories over there. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. But see, he's a so-called savior, and he's telling them, make America great again. I was trying to get back control because they're in fear because they lose control. The more control they lose, and they fear black folks, they lose control of black folks. They lose control of black folks since the Civil War. Every 50 years, black folks get upset about something, right? In the 20s, in the 60s. See? And so they lose control. And he promised them, he can't say it directly, I'm going to get everything back under control. Get them niggas under control, everybody else under control. And that's why they got him. He's good with the word, the language, right? But that's the bottom line. America needs, they're afraid, but they can't. Because what's driving this, right? What's driving this whole thing, see, Israel has quality control, but quantity control, that's the universe contracted. There's nothing they can do. It's heating up. There's nothing they can do about it. You understand? So the only thing is the quality of it. That's what Suleiman's here, the quality, because a promise was made to the people that went to the Holocaust, and that promise will be kept. But when it comes to the Levites, right? Remember, that promise was made. Well, let me speak that in a minute. I'm jumping ahead of myself. And like their power, they have power no more. Because now their time is over. They only had a season. So-called analogy, the winter season. The winter's over. Their powers fail. The power of ice fails, right? When you're confronted with the power of the sun. Put it that way, it's simple. They had the power of ice. And when the ice comes, we can't stand ice. Whereas people, we suffer more from ice than anybody else. I'm cold, man. Cold as hell. It's ice cold. Icebergs. They had the power of ice. But now, what's going on here? But now, right? The power of the sun. The power of ice fails. And they have no power anymore, but they're pretending. And they can deceiving people, right? Some people buying it, but some people ain't. Iran's not buying it anymore, are they? It's written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise. That means the knowledge, the winner is, that was the wisdom you had. It won't work anymore. It doesn't work. It just work. Destroy it. Nothing Trump will do will work. Everything he does it will backfire. It is backfiring. Everything. Just you haven't seen it yet. And when the wars Iran will be a total backfire. The whole world will see it. For it's written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise. Destroy it. And see, let's give you a little hint, like backfire. Be like a man who flees. See, everything's not working for him anymore. He flees from the lion, and whatever his idea, hey man, well, let's flee from the lion. It doesn't work. It works backward. He runs to a bear. Damn. It worked before. It don't work now. I ran from a lion. I ran to a damn bear. I get away from the bear, man. I go home. That damn snake gets my ass. Everything's working against me. Okay, hold on, bro. So let me check something, and I'm right with you. And then we're gonna get into my main message here. See, brothers and sisters, what's going on here, most people got all wrong, all wrong, all wrong. You know, to their own detriment, because they don't understand what's going on here. Yeah. See, Elijah, he was the warner. Suleiman is not a warner. Elijah's a warner. He's to warn you about Suleiman, right? Telling you about what's happening, what's going to happen. Right? Suleiman, he's coming with a message, fulfillment of the covenant, give you the information you need to get home, qualify. Many should be called, but few should be chosen. See? And so, people say, oh, I'm not looking, you don't have any followers. I'm not asking for any followers. I don't want any followers. If you really understand, the angel says no. Said that when the time comes, it said people be ready to go to battle. They're not followers. They're warriors. And it won't happen till a certain time comes. So I don't look for any followers. I run them away. Because first of all, they ain't producing anything. They get the hell out of you. I mean, you're distracting me. See? You never heard me once ask for any followers, ask for money, anything. See, you got that all wrong. The person that warned you was Elijah. And read this carefully. Okay. They're doing, this is like, this is, the language is rough, right? They're doing unrighteous, let him do unrighteous yet. Because if you're unrighteous, keep on being unrighteous. Because I'm giving you a message now. You can accept or reject it. I don't give a damn either way. Because we only want certain people. Man should be called, a few should be chosen. You have to be chosen. In order to be chosen, you have to meet the criteria to be chosen. Men should be called, a few should be chosen. They say men should be called, we just jump in. No. Be chosen, you have to be chosen. And chosen based on the criteria. And the criteria is the angel. It says, if you curse the Holy Spirit, you cannot be forgiven that. You can be forgiven if you curse the Father or the Son, Master or Suleiman. But if you curse the Holy Spirit, what's the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit is the angel, because it's the spirit of the new world. If you curse that, then hell, that means how you forgiven? Because you won't be around. I mean, you understand? You get that? The angel is the spirit of the new world. Either you jump on it or you don't. If you don't, then that's on you. If you're not qualified, you can't make it. That's the way new world's coming in. You think the devil, God can make us say, hey man, we got a lot of people that's slow and ignorant, man. Let's not bring electricity yet. Let's not bring in computers yet. Not bring this yet. You think they did that? No, they did not. And if you couldn't keep up, then you was left behind. New world's coming in. Oh, spring coming in. Let's hold the spring back, man, until, because there's some people that are still, they need to be adjusted. Hell no, it comes in. If you're on it, that's why I said the believers are the ones that accept it, and the disbelievers, they get burned up. Those do unrighteous, let them do unrighteous. And if you're unrighteous, continue being righteous. It didn't say, warn you, if you be right, you better get righteous. Oh, no, that's not. This is Suleiman talking to you. And the filthy, let them be filthy. Stay filthy. If you're filthy, then stay filthy. Don't change. I mean, I ain't here to change you. I ain't got time. I did a pushmobile thing for a few years for people and it didn't work. I'm going to get to that in a minute, right? And the righteous, let him do, and let them, if you're righteous, continue to be righteous. Holy, continue to be righteous, holy, right? Look, I'm coming quickly, and rewarded me with me. You got rewarded for what you've done. You understand? And to give back each as the works of them. So what you invest in, that's what you're going to repay for. You invest in hard costs, you're going to get the reward for it. That's if you want it. I'm Alpha and Omega, the first and last, the beginning and end, happy to wash in robes of them Oh, who gets a rose wash? That's the ones that gets their robes washed in the tribulation. Talking about the Levites there, happy to wash and robes them in order that they will be the authority of them upon the word. In order that there will be the authority of them upon the word, word of life, and the gate they shall enter into the city. In other words, that they're qualified to enter into the hereafter. That's what it's saying. They have authority. Washing and robes them in order that they will be the authority of them upon the word of life, right? They're qualified, that's basically what it's saying, right? Outside of the dogs, the druggers, the fornicators, the murderers, the adulterers, even lacking doing life. If you're a liar, then you're going to be outside. And the last thing you want to do be lying about this mess or superman. Oh, yeah. Okay? This is what they're telling you. It's not a warning. How is it a warning? It's not telling you you better not be a liar. No, it says if you are, then you can continue to be a liar. We don't want you. Y'all got it all messed up. See? I'm beat, not because I ain't got no followers, I don't want any. In fact, probably part of the reason because I had people that was distracting me and I'm spending a lot of time pushing them around. Took a lot out of me. I didn't have that before that. Right? I'm just getting the mess out, and all of a sudden now I got to deal with people, and they're not doing anything. Keep pushing them. That's energy. That's wasting energy. If you push my bill and they don't start, that means it's wasting energy. Energy I could use for something else. Well, you misunderstand everything. And so again, see, you got misunderstanding. Jesus said, he said, the Son of Man said, I ain't coming for no damn peace. I'm coming to kick ass. Turn mother against daughter, and daughter against mother, and father against son, and son against father, and mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, and daughter against mother-in-law. You got that sealed Bible mind, but you all messed up. He says, no, that's not it. And just refer back to this Sunday, right? Now, did you catch that? See, they people over there, I don't even want to say TikTok no more because that time has run out. Because this is going to happen any second, any day now. I mean, I can't. I'm still thinking that we can't get past today. Because I would say I get past March. This is the last day of March. Because it's so hot over there now. Everybody says hot. Everything is ready to go. It's never been hot before. In your lifetime, it's never been hot over the Middle East as it is right now. And then they got the B-52s and everything over there. Iran says, F you, go for it. Everything's in place. It's like I've been telling you for 30-some years. So it's only one, two things that happen. It's everybody calm down and back down, and everybody go back and have a party and have happy birthday or whatever. Or boom, water breaks. But they said, this fool says, it says that when 7 trumpet sounds, that's when the mystery of God will be revealed. That's what he said. Go check it. He said, that's when the mystery of God revealed. And then he says, Farrakhan's 7 trumpet. So the logic is, that means that Elijah didn't know who God is. They didn't know who the mystery of God was. Matter of fact, I didn't know, because it says nobody would know until he came along, his 7 trumpet. I don't know why he wasted them asses. Oh, because they're confused with their asshole in their mouth. Because what comes out of the mouth is the same stuff coming out of the asshole. Oh, we don't like that language. I don't give a damn if you like it or not. Turn it off. Because we're at war. We're at war for 5 years. It says, their wrath has come. How do you think we talking? Okay, let's go kick some booty. Let's go kick some booty now and let's smack around a little bit. right? And you don't want to be too aggressive now, right? Because you got little kids over here. I'm just trying to get you a feel, but I know. And if you don't like what I'm saying, don't listen. I ain't asked you to listen. I ain't asked you to subscribe. I ain't asked you to do any of that stuff. You see me subscribe. I ain't asked you to. I know you shadow banning me. I ain't asked you to do any likes. I ain't asked you to do any of that. Because this message is getting out because I can see it around me. I see the wind. I'm blowing northward, and I see the winds are moving northward. So it must be responding to this wind. Because the world is coming in focus exactly like the angel says. And like no one else is saying this kind of stuff. Not even close. No one's broken the seals of the angel, not even close. Anybody has any idea of the angel, no one has even got close. They even got one thing right. Even the people that claim they study the angel, they can't even get it right. Okay. So you don't like it, turn it off. You don't like what I'm saying, turn it off. I ain't asked you for a dime. I ain't asked you to come here. I ain't asked you for, I asked you for anything. Not zero. I was giving you some information. Accept or reject it. That's up to you. If you don't accept it, fine. Hell with you. Fine. Go on. Keep doing what you're doing. That's exactly what it says, chapter 22. Keep going. You dumbass. Keep being a dumbass. Men should be called. Feet be chosen. And you qualify the angel. That's how I know who you are. Because once you start breaking those verses now, I know that, okay, you've been, like the Christian say, you've been saved. Because now you're qualified. If you ain't gonna do that, you're not qualified. Because you're a demon, you're dumb, you're ignorant, you're a traitor, you're an agent, whatever. I said, some of those cartels over the reason why they got so much grip on the people, because they don't do like I don't know what these mafia guys do. Maybe they got hip to what's going on, right? What they do is, because all the movies, the agent, the infiltrator, right? He never commits a crime because he can't do that because he's a cop. He can't commit a crime, so he got to always cover up, try to figure out a way to be smart, so they don't detect that. Because once they detect, they know that right away. And so the so-called cartels down there, what they do is, if you become a member, you kill somebody or something. That's how they know that you really one of them. Because if you don't do it, they blow your brains out, kill that person. Well, I'll do it tomorrow. No, you do it right now. Okay, y'all go ahead, y'all party, man. Let me sit down here. Let me clean my gun. No, you do it right now while we watching you. If you can't get to the angel, then you ain't going home. Only caveat to that is we give sisters a chance because we know that's the extra burden them trying to, because we know you ain't help take care of those kids. And I ain't mad yet. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at myself because I've been married a couple of times and I wasn't all excited about changing no diapers. I don't think I ever changed a diaper, to tell you the truth. I don't think I ever did. Think about it. Hey, I wasn't, and I was just dumb as you. Hey, the baby's crying. I go back to sleep, and she go and check on the baby. I'm just dumb as you. I learned better now. I don't have no babies anymore. I hope if I had some, I hope I'd be better this time. I was as dumb as you. Put all that on the sisters. And my excuse was, well, I'm out there working every day. Yeah, I mean, I can. If you're out there working and you put, all those hours, you need to get some rest and stuff. And I was doing that. I was in my own business. I was taking care of business. I was rolling in the dough, right? So, I mean, I kind of like excuse myself a little bit. But some of you, man, you ain't working, you do the damn thing. And she's out to work out Popeyes, flipping burgers and all that kind of stuff, right? Throwing chicken wings. And you sitting back watching NFL with your pants down and an earring and braids. And then she come home, hey, babe, when you gonna cook something? Goddamn, you was there all day. Hey, baby, when you gonna take care of the baby that's crying? You better get that act together, brother. If you into that, you better get that act together real fast. And that is a warning. If you original people, original brother, you better get on that. Get out. You better get on that real quick. Now that is a warning. Because when it comes to these sisters, I will warn you. Somebody got to defend these sisters, and I'm defending 100%. Like I said, I'm just guilty. I know better now, but that's no excuse. But I never was like that. Sitting around watching NFL and, hey, where's the food at? Go out and get some groceries. Our house ain't clean. No, I was never there. And I know a lot of you are there. Better correct that, brothers and brothers. You better correct that one real fast. Anyway, he said he's a seventh trumpet. That means, they saying over there? No, they call it stupid. So in other words, before him, nobody knew what the truth. That's what he said. Go take my word. Go watch last Sunday's broadcast, where he said no one knew the truth. He said the Revelation says no one knew the truth of God. Until he said he was dead 70 trillion years or whatever. All this bullshit saying, but nobody knew the truth of God until the seventh trumpet. That's what Revelation says. And he says Farrakhan the seventh trumpet. Then before everybody know a goddamn thing. For 70 trillion years, everybody was ignorant until Farrakhan came along. That's exactly what they said. Now, I'll give you $5 if you go and say that he said. That's exactly what he said. Maybe I should print. I should actually put it on here, right? Exactly what he said. Now, did they mean to say that? It doesn't matter. They're stupid, and they're gonna pay a price for it. They don't have an idea. Their time has run out. Their time has run out. Like I said, it's like dropping the egg off the Empire State Building. It's just in a few seconds will hit the ground. It's going. That's where they are right now. This shit has already started. The question for me is, do I even want to go and mess with them anymore? See, because I don't have to go there. I'm not right committed to do anything. There's no one told me to take the angel. No one still on my shoulder checking me. Nobody's right took it and doing valuations and auditing and stuff. What I'm doing. And that gets to something else I'm gonna talk to in a second. Okay, now this. I said I had mixed feelings about this. Really. Because see, no one came and told me about the angel. I had no idea it had anything to do with me. Check my sound up here, brothers and sisters. There's Farrakhan 7. I said I stumbled into it. I had no idea. I mean, I was with Elijah. I had no idea that. About any of this. I knew Elijah was going to leave. I'm not really sure what the consequences was going to be. I knew there was going to be a lie. I thought it was Wallace at first. That was going to deceive everybody. Then it turned out it was Farrakhan. I didn't know about demons and stuff like that at the time, right? So like I said, that came to it, and I said, oh, damn. See, my whole motivation was just do the right thing, no matter what. My motivation was getting hereafter. I never thought I'd make it past 50 years old. I never wanted to make more than 50 years old. I never was interested in long life. I never interested in going to heaven. I was never interested in that kind of stuff. Hereafter, even after Elijah Muhammad, I wasn't interested in going hereafter. I was just interested in helping Elijah. If I made it hereafter, it didn't matter to me. I wasn't for no long life. None of that stuff. It didn't interest me. Only thing that was motivating me was just do the right thing. Once I realized what the right thing was, do it no matter what, no exceptions. And that was kind of like drove me. I was looking for any reward. I just want to do the right thing. Especially when it came to our people, once I realized the situation we was in. That happened to us. And then that increased my motivation. And then when it came to sisters, that increased even more. Because that would lock the door from that. That's kind of sealed still a deal for me when I got the angel. I said, man, what is this? Nobody told me I had to do it. When I saw it, and then like I said, I did pause when it came to sisters. I said, oh man, these sisters, because I always had a problem with that one. And so, that was it. Then blink an eye, just got into it 100%. So like I said, nobody ordering me, monitoring me, none of that stuff, right? Nobody looking on my shoulder. And I make sure I get it right. Go back years, I'm saying the same thing I've been saying before. I did mention I put some roadblocks near to make sure people don't, because if I make it clear enough, somebody get it, they can say they got it, then you wouldn't know who, whether it was them or me. So I got to prevent that from happening. I got to protect myself, protect the message. So then, I didn't know there was any books inside there. I found out the books was in there, and I found out, this and whatever. I said, okay. And there'd be 3 people, so forth, so on. And so, okay, well, I got these books. And I said, okay, now I know these 3 people will show up sooner or later. So I got the books. There's books for them. Books for what they need to get to tribulation and from a perspective that will get them through. Okay? But the book's for them. Like I said, so if I go take you to the gym and I lift the weights for you, you taking a selfie, what could I do for you? Oh, you got selfies and you got pictures and stuff. You can show other people, man, where was that gym man? And this dude, he was lifting the weights for me, my personal trainer and everything else. But what did I do for you? Okay? And so I think about that one. Because when the books came, they have to lift those books. So I give them a little help. Because they got the angel there, and that gives you a lot of examples, but I give a little. That's why I was very reluctant going to try to explain those books to them. Because if I do that, then what's good is it? Because they ask me questions about it and say, okay, I did. Okay, now they got the book, they got knowledge of it. I know how these machines work 100%, man, but they never lifted nothing. They never moved anything. But they have knowledge of it. And so that was a dilemma for me. And so I was very reluctant to go in. Now I did some things. I gave some basic things, right? Say, you got the books, right? And I said, okay, when you talk about 7 churches, they belong to this. I went in and say, okay, who the nations were. Well, you got that from Indra, right? But how that relates to the nations. And who's speaking to who? Which is much more than I should have done. I should have done that. Because that was for them to figure that out. Once I gave the book, you got to go in there. And really, that was a mistake because, like I said, push my bill. I said, well, if I give him a little push, right? And those of you old enough to know, used to have cars like that. And I forget, because it wouldn't start. You push them. And somehow that would sometimes they would start as I was pushing them. So I'm not sure, I'm not into cars like that, but I remember those cars. That didn't work. It was a waste of time. Okay? So I did this thing about the doors recently, only reason because somebody asked me about it not too long ago. I'm not going to mention any names. And just because they're not doing anything with it, and just to show, what are we dealing with here? Are you really trying to, like I said, everybody wants to go to the top of the mountain, but nobody wants to climb it. Because I said, I showed how simple that was. I just did it on purpose. How simple that is. It can get very complicated, but that was very simple. So if you can't get that one, then is that because are you really trying to get it? Or maybe you're not a Levite. Because if you're not a Levite, then you never figure it out anyway. You gotta be original. If you're not original, you can't touch the angel. You never get anything out of it. So what's the issue there? Because that would show how simple that one was. And you can't get past that one. That's the reason I did it. Because you can't get past that one. You should have got that one. And that's in both books. Both. The doors. That's very simple. And it speaks directly to them. Because the question, hey, I'm knocking, I'm trying to get your attention. And obviously you ain't answering. And these are the books they need to get through tribulation. Because these are the two doors, are the two books. They refer to as the blood of the Lamb. So there's a lot going on there. Like I said, for years I had a question. Would they be someone external to the Nation of Islam or in they? So based on what I'm seeing, then maybe my suspicion was correct. Maybe the two people that actually probably get those books, they're in the Nation of Islam, and once I take control, they'll step up. Because the ones that's getting it, they ain't getting it. They ain't going nowhere with it. And you have to ask yourself, why? Because that's simple. The doors were simple. So were they agents? They demons? What? What's the deal? Because that was simple. It's in both. And speaking directly to them. So that's why, and I'm not going to explain any more in those books. Because they're the ones got lifted. And once they're lifted, they have the power over, because that book's makes them stronger mentally. People around them, that means they have more power. That means they can't be harmed by less power. I don't even understand that concept. That's why I go like I go, because I don't worry about anything. I mean, what I'm saying, they ain't blew me, dropped me, they've already come at me all kinds of ways. They've come at me all kinds of ways. And it says, they will not be no one will be able to stand before you. Stand again. I forgot the proper word that God says it in tell Joshua. No one will be able to stand against your word. I forget the actual word. And that's been the truth. Because once you understand power, energy times discipline is power. The angel is the most powerful weight. If you lift that, that's more powerful in this world. Spray a new world into spring. And none of the people of this world cannot touch it. And they can't touch you. And once you get that, then that means you can go through the tribulation, right? Quality power, they don't have no physical power over you. Because you have greater power than they do. Here. It's all about this. Move on, brothers and sisters. And like I said, okay, let me. So someone said, hey, it wasn't clear enough. Let me just speak. Okay, see right here. Okay, let me show it this way. See here? And that door is open because no one's there. There's no one there. And I'm not saying he's a door. I'm saying this is a door, right? Because he was there. See, he was there. Now he's down here, right? But I show it clearly because you say, well, that's there. No, the door is open because he saw a door open in heaven. He said, come up here. This way he was, right here. Out on the pylon, right? So that's what a door open in heaven. That means what? This was coming down, that left it open, or left it open. So now he comes up. So if you got it, you got it, you got it. No. Anyway. So to my lenses again. And I'm going to get to my main topic in a minute, bro. Since, like I said, it's going to take 2 or 3 days to finish this up. By then, it may be a moot point. Lenses. I talk about this. See, because the things you hear in here, you don't hear anyplace else. because they don't know anything. And they're going to pay a heavy price for that. This is what I call so son of man out there, you know you're goddamn lying. And the punishment is going to be severe. It's not a punishment. The curse will be severe. Well, I guess you could say punishment. I don't like chastisement. Well, I'm careful with these words. Because some people think punishment means like, you're trying to correct the person. No, we ain't trying to correct them. So when they say the punishment of this crime is death, so you can say punishment, but say chastisement is a different feel there. Because you say the punishment of this crime is death. That means you ain't trying to straighten the person out. You get rid of them. But I'll be careful with these words because I want people to get the wrong idea. You understand? So, looking at things wrong, it depends on how you see. So the thing is that the lens I'm looking through, the angel lens, that's how people look. King and queen, God and goddess, equal. That's where I see our people. But the lens, the sealed Bible lens, Torah lens, that's how you see people. If you look at that lens, you see our people. Laying down, doing nothing, pants hanging down, she naked, drugs on the table. That's the lens Farrakhan looking at. You're wicked, you're sinful. Once you get to angel, you see things differently. Because you got a distorted lens right now. When you get to angel, you get angel mind. And if you understand, if you read it literally, it says no one will get the angel mind until the four winds blow. That means people even trying to get it. If you look at it that way, but there's other ways to look at it too. Why is that? Because not for real. If you don't get the angel mind, you will not be in the hereafter, at least not in the social life of hereafter. You won't be in it. You'll be under the tyrant. Because you couldn't handle anyway. Imagine bringing gorillas in here and say, okay, you sit down, man, you got same rights as people. How would that work? He couldn't do anything. He couldn't understand anything. And that's the way it will be with you. If you can't get your mind to that level, that means you might as well be a gorilla. You be in a zoo somewhere. I can't get that over you close good enough. It ain't about your friends and buddies and all that kind of stuff. That's the mental level you have to be on. And remember, that's power. So if your power is that much less, then you're going to be crushed. Your power's going to be on the same level, on the same wavelength and frequency as everybody else's. Otherwise, you're going to be crushed. There ain't no two ways about it. It ain't going, I'll be nice to you. Don't give a damn about being nice to you. It's about this. I don't even understand it. But some of you will, some of you won't. Okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to close, Bell. Since I want to do this because they mentioned this Sunday when they broadcast about the Lord's Prayer, the book of Psalms. Yet I walked through the valley of the shadow of death. Now, I did this years ago. I couldn't find it. I think I got so much stuff backed up, bro. And I got a lot of stuff on backup tapes. I must have thousands. I look back, I said, man, I had thousands of stuff. Some stuff I can't remember. I did this from years ago. I got so much stuff out there. And I go, look, it's still consistent. Ain't like them clowns. It's consistent because it's angel. I paid attention. I was correct, clear, and what's the word I want to use? Conscientious about what I was doing. Okay, but see, that's a poetic way. I said all those scriptures are talking about the same thing from different perspectives. So this psalm is just a poetic way of saying the same thing about the angel. And we'll walk through it for you. It says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Now it's talking about the NOI here. The Lord is shepherd, he shall not want. See? Okay, I'm using the angel key here. We're going to follow the angel key out here. It says, he make me lie down in green pasture. See? He's talking about, right? That's the angel key. That's what it's talking about. See? That's green pastures. He says, that's not correct. Okay, let's look what the next one say. He leads me beside still waters. Here's the waters. Green pasture, the waters. I ain't changing anything. That's angel key. They're talking about this is a poem about it's angel language put in a poem, and it's talking about NOI. Okay? Let's go on. It says, he restores my soul. He leads me path of righteousness for his name's sake. Whose name's sake? Okay, here it is. Master Muhammad's right there. He's the righteous. He's the God. Leading the path of righteousness. Go on. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, right? This is death right here, right? That's the shadow. Shadow is black, right? That's the valley. That's who's walking there, and he's also a foot, isn't he? Remember, he's also a foot, right? I fear no evil, for thou art with me. It's during the time, right? We're going to show it in a minute. When Suleiman comes there, they won't fear, because remember, this is time of fear. Once the war, during the time of fear, when Iran's is kicking their ass out of there. Time of fear. So he said he won't fear anything. Because Suleiman came in and got him straight. Yeah, I've been talking about that, right? So a lot of people fear. That Suleiman come here and get you, right? Okay, let's move on. And the rod and thy staff comfort me. That means at this point, that's why I don't have no fear. Because remember, these are the rod, these two are the rod of Master Muhammad. Iron rod. And this is a staff. This is a staff. There'll be a staff up here. You see? He's a rod, he got staffs. They're confident. That means that's at the point he don't feel any fear now. Because Master Muhammad, his elector has kicked him out of the Middle East. That's what it's talking about there. They comfort me. And they prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. See here? Present enemy, that means they're there when they're attacked. See? Present enemies, now the enemy's attacking them. And anoint my head with oil. So now they fled. Well, actually, and it's beyond that, right? But this is after the demons thrown out and everything else, right? So that's when they're in this situation right here. Because remember, they also represent the oil, olive trees. Notice my head of oil, right? My cup running over. Oh, look at that oil up there now. Mm-hmm. Surely goodness and mercy, so now he's dwelling in the house of the Lord forever, right there. That's the house of the Lord right here. That's the poem. So if you disagree with it, show me where I was wrong. That's what happened when you get an angel key. You start getting angel, you can go in and do things like that. Now we know that you, for real, you're inheritor of the kingdom. You qualify when you're able to start doing those things. Going back and say, okay, now I can do it. I know how to do that. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, you know how to lift the weight, but lift it. See, there's a lot of material out there, And those two books, it's a lot of information in those books. Like I said, I'm not going in, like I said, if I go and tell you how to, I can tell you about the doors, now that didn't do you any good. Because now, if you lift that yourself, you've been more powerful now. You can't, it's no good now. Now I told you, so you didn't lift it. Now you got a video of me lifting it. How is it helping you? That's why I'm reluctant to even I would debate whether I should even do it or not. But I did just show how simple it is. So if you can't get that, and that's one of the simplest ones, how can you get the other one? And that's one talking directly to you, as in both books. Okay, where are we at here? Oh, wow, okay. Let me close out here. Okay, I'm going to do this one. Then I'm going to close. It's about a conspiracy. Let me go ahead and play this, brothers and sisters. See if this is okay. have some kind of issue with this. So move on. So in closing, brothers and sisters, I want to talk about, when you read it, talk about the king of the north and king of the south. That's in the book of Daniel. Now, regardless of the book of Daniel, you know, it's been a long journey, a very difficult journey for the last 36 years to get this angel message. To climb this mountain, the angel mountain, very high, steep mountain. Had to claw my way up this mountain. It was not easy, nowhere near easy. If it was easy, how come you can't do it? How come no one else was able to do it? To figure these things out. Study, intense study, 100%, had to get 100%. I had family and children and had obligations. 100%. I lost a lot of people as a result of it, but 100%. I feel people depending upon me to get this done. House on fire. Nation in the house. Get them out of that house. 100%. And it was hard. It's hard now. There's still parts of the Bible, like I said, I haven't broken all this verses because I said I had to stop because I said, okay, I got to get information out. Couldn't do both. So I said, as time goes on, I go in and I look at a verse I haven't looked at before. And I'll be like I did Psalms, right? Use angel key. But I can't do it full time because I have to, and seeing these presentations, I keep saying, I'm keeping briefing. I look at take an hour, 2 hours. I don't know where the time goes, brothers and sisters. Like, I can't believe I did 2 hours yesterday. But like the one I did about Abraham covenant, about taking the ram and the goat and stuff. See, it took me years to get that one. Abraham covenant, that one, I had no idea. Because see, that required understand Daniel. I didn't understand Daniel initially. Daniel came later. And Daniel, they talk about the goat and the ram. But don't talk about those things in Angel. See? So here's, I'm looking at it, I said, I'm trying to figure out, I'm getting anywhere. And then once I get over here in Daniel, it took me a long time to find who the goat was and the ram. I ain't just going and went, oh, that's the goat and the ram. No, I had to go figure out because it's talking about the leopard, talking about the eagle, and talking about these 10 toes, but how to connect that up with the goat. See? So once I did, then I said, oh, well, had something to do with that. Then I go back in there again after years, right? Of wondering what that means, trying to figure out. I couldn't figure out until I got Daniel. I said, some of these things, you have to get this before you can get that. Because there's no way I get that. Goat and, I said, it made no sense. Some birds, a goat, and a ram. What are you talking about? How's it got to do with anything, with the Abraham covenant? And then once I got there, oh, I'm talking about the ram and goat. And then now I got something to work with, and so forth, so on. It wasn't that easy. I wouldn't want to do it again. I didn't want to do it to begin with. Right? So if anybody else can handle it, and I'm sure they can handle it, they could have it. You understand, brothers and sisters? Like the king of the north, like if you talk to these creatures, they say the king of the north is for Germany. And the king of the south is, I don't know. But here, at the end of time, we're in a time now, and a lot of people confirm that, but so how can they understand this? Well, they trying to come up with some stuff now, right? So the king of the south pushing him. That means America, Britain, and false Israel, right? They're the ones be pushing at the king of the north, which is Iran. And you see it happening right now. So I'm talking about it, right? And the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind. This is what you're going to see today, tomorrow, next couple of days, this week. That's what you're going to see. So the king of the north come back out as king of the south like a whirlwind. So So I tell you in advance. I've been saying this for years anyway. I'm explaining it now, specifically. As I said, come in like a whirlwind with chariots and with horsemen and with many ships, and shall enter the countries and shall overflow and pass over. It means it's going to just take over the whole Middle East. Just go rampage. The whole Middle East going to come at America, Britain, forces will come out like a whirlwind, overcome them, and it's going to take over the Middle East. And so these shall escape out of his hand. Edom, Moab, and chief of children of Ammon. Talking about Jordan, that's not all story together, right? Stretch forth his hand upon the country, okay. And live in Ethiopia will be at a step. That's no. Let me just give you the point here. Right? That's what you see about to happen. When they go against Iran, they're gonna get their ass towed up, come like a whirlwind. Gonna force America, Britain out of the region forever. False Israel gonna be under siege, and the false Jews over here in America gonna go crazy. They'll go crazy over here. That's one of the plagues. Because they're going to attack America from a industrial or intellectual side. In other words, the economy. Because they have so much control of the economy. Hollywood and Facebook, they got. Because they say, hey, you got to go back and help false Israel, because false Israel is under siege. They kick you out, and now they're under siege, and they're going to be, the destruction that's coming upon them is going to be awesome. Because all the shit they've been doing for 76 years, all shit's coming back in one day. And the Palestinians are not going to show any mercy to none of them, because they show no mercy. I said America and Britain are writing an obituary. Because what you have done shall be done to you. What you have done to the Palestinians, they're going to do to you in spades. They don't care about your women and children. And you didn't care about theirs. See? And the synagogue saying over here, hey man, you got to go over there and help. Nah, America, how come you don't go back over there? America ain't going, because what they saw, remember Michael's angels, Michael's master from Muhammad, he's going to be with them. So they can't tell. So they going, hey, why come you go back and help them fight? You gonna let them take over? Man, America's not going back over there. And the Jews over here gonna be mad. Well, come on, man. And they're going, right? Undermine the country. All the power they have, that's the flies. Undermine the country. I said it's gonna be, I tell you some of the things happen here, right? The wars, right? Conflicts, the attacks. Everybody's gonna be attacking us. But the flies, they're gonna be attacking America. I said, you gotta better help, and because they see what's gonna happen, they're gonna be publicized. They have those drones flying showing. They've been eating their own people, eat their dogs, cats, eat their own people, own children. It's gonna be live on TV what they see over there. It says nothing's gonna escape. There's no food coming, no food going out. It's gonna be total disaster. And Palestinians they're not gonna get rid of them right away. They're gonna do that so everybody can see them in their agony, suffering, to return to beasts eating each other on live TV, wherever live TV is. And that's going to really anger the ones over here. Hey man, that's not over there. America, you got to go over there. America said, I ain't going. Why you won't go there, America? You don't want to know. The Air Force and everything got defeated, and they can't explain. They're going to say, well, Russia helped. No, Master Muhammad took them out. They couldn't use their nuclear weapons. How come? Because Master Muhammad took the nuclear weapons out too. So they left naked before their enemies, who they've been kicking and robbing, beating, and cheating, and shitting on for 76 years, and now they're closing in on them. And the people over here are going to go crazy. False Jews are going crazy over here. That's the plague of flies. There's one of the things happening over here. Okay? That's about to happen. You don't hear nobody over there, Farrakhanville, because virtually he's out of it, and the clouds around, they don't know anything. And like yeah, I'm not going. This occurred war in heaven. The war started with the abomination of desolation. So you see abomination of desolation. But look up abominable. It's the definition says what's the riot, not the riot, they didn't say riot, right? I forgot the word they used. It says put down with great abominable cruelty. The rising, the uprising. And that's exactly what happened. And that's what's happening now. But no one's talking about it because that will reveal who they are. So one heaven, brothers and sisters, like I just told you, right? America's is going to push at them. Now, it doesn't say that America's, so you got to read that carefully. It says, Michael's angels, a war broke out in heaven. Michael's angels fought against the dragon's angels. Now, at what point, who's going to attack who? It doesn't really say it clearly. Because right now, we said war in heaven started, and we're in phase one, abomination desolation. So it says, one heaven broke out in heaven, a war broke out in heaven. Michael's angels fought against the dragon's angels. And they fought back. But remember, they got this Operation True Promise 3 that Iranians said they're going to attack. They said that's because when they attacked them a few months back, they said they haven't forgot it and they're going to return the favor, right? They've just been waiting for something, whatever they're waiting for. But anyway, this was going to happen. Well, it's going to happen soon, and we know, of course, what's driving it. See? So nothing Trump can do to avoid it. He's going, oh, I'd rather talk. No, it's not going to matter. You're going to war. It's going to be devastating. The dragons, angels, they stood by. Oh, leave it there, bro. Says I'm going to leave it there. Hope you understand, bro. So I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, finished part. Oh, I got so many parts here. 4 parts, maybe 2 more days. Maybe 2 more days. Hold on, bosses. Okay, what's going on here again? Oh, well. Oh, I know why. Okay. Okay, I'm going to let it go there, bosses. I don't know. I can't. Mm-hmm. But I fixed this and didn't. Okay. Let it play out, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.